Hey everybody, I'm just cleaning up some of these miniatures, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about gaming and some of the stuff that's been going around in my head. So I recommend checking out my unboxing of the Artemis, which I'm cleaning up right now. I'm going to use this for maybe Space Crusade if I get that game and play it. It hasn't been released yet, but this is the Space Crusade by Protos Games. It looks pretty interesting. But anyways, the other thing I could use it for is the Penitent engine for the Sisters of Battle. And yes, I think that in 40K 8th edition, the Sisters of Battle are going to get some love. I really do. Like most of the players that I talk to, I think just over time, over the years, the Sisters of Battle have actually grown in popularity. And I really hope Games Workshop releases some plastic kits for them and you know, shows the ladies some love. Because I think the coolest thing about 8th edition coming out is that you can have all these new army books that include multiple rules for multiple different armies. I find that extremely appealing. When I started playing with my Space Marines, I was giving them like kind of a black and silver, paint job like this. And then I got the Death Watch Overkill box set, and I'm just like, oh, what's this? Death Watch? What? This is like Space Marines from all the chapters for those people that can't decide what chapter they want to play. They can just do all of them. That's cool. And they're already painted black and silver like I've always painted my army. So naturally, it was really easy for me to just hop into that and start doing a Death Watch army. And then once I expressed that interest, a friend of mine bought me this for my birthday, which was really cool. So thanks to Monty for getting me this for my birthday. This was awesome. So now I have a regular Death Watch force. Now, another cool thing that I'm going to add to my army is the assassins, because I've always loved assassins since second edition. So I'm probably going to pack up their Assassinorium, whatever it's called, board game, because I thought that would be really cool to field some assassins and maybe some sisters, a battle alongside my black and silver Death Watch with some Inquisition. It's just super narrative, and the models are really cool. So I think this Artemis will, if I paint it up black and silver and throw it in with my Death Watch and Sisters of Battle and start doing all that when the Sisters of Battle get re-released, I think that'll be exciting. And the cool thing is it's all the rules for all these armies are all in one book. So, I mean, well, two books. You got one for the Space Marines and then one for all the Astra Militarum and Imperial Agents and et cetera, et cetera. So I think I got that all trimmed up. Oh, I see some spots. With these resin figures, there's always hidden spots to clean and cut. There we go. They come right off though, which is cool. So just have to keep an eye on it. There we go. And get my X-Acto knife and carefully cut off this. It cuts off like butter. For those of you who hate this part of the hobby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you don't like it. I do. I really like converting models and gluing them together. That's like half the joy. It's the model making. So, but yeah, what are you guys looking forward to in 8th edition if you play 40K? I'm really excited. In some of my other videos I talked about it. But basically, the way I feel about it is like, I played in 2nd edition. Then life happened. I moved. All this stuff was, getting in the way of gaming. And I really didn't game for almost a decade. Just working every day and trying to make it in life and do all that BS. And then I realized, you know what? Gaming really makes you happy. You should get back into it. And then the big push for me was the Alien vs. Predator Hunt Begins Kickstarter. And that actually lit the fire that got me back into gaming almost every single day. I mean, not playing, but building and doing videos and painting and all that kind of stuff. And then I found other people to get into it, and um, yeah, I'm excited. One of the coolest thing is my friend Amani, who gave me that Death Watch ship. He got me back into 40K right in last November, so it's 7th edition still. And I had already bought a little bit of the 7th edition stuff. Like I bought the Tyranid Codex because I love bugs and I love Tyranids. So I eased into that right away, and then that got me excited. I relearned that game. It was super complicated, and to be honest, I don't really like 7th edition 40K. It's too cumbersome. It seems like everybody that's not a Tyranid is overpowered. So I feel like the bugs have suffered a little bit in the rules. I was really pissed off when I read the rule book for the first time, the 7th edition bugs. I thought the edition before that was pretty cool. Even though I hadn't played 6th edition, I thought the Tyranid Codex was really good. But that's neither here nor there, because now 8th edition is coming out this week. So I'm gearing up for that. I joined a league. I've been playing every Wednesday as much as I can. And it's been fun. Even though I've lost every single game with my Tyranids, it's been fun. It's been really fun. And some of those games came really close. I almost won a couple of them. But those demon princes are too overpowered. Look at that. Artemis. You're going to become a sister of battle. So, anyways, let's see. So I've been doing that. So I've been working on Artemis here, and Sisters of Battle are in the back of my mind. That's going to be an obsession for later. I also got, these are the Aliens vs. Predator: The Hunt Begins 2nd edition minis. I really like these two. The amount of detail they put into these are crazy good. And I've been amassing a lot of Alien Predator miniatures over the last couple of years. So I'm going to have some big battles and hopefully do some really cool big battle reports on this channel. In fact, if you guys have any requests of kinds of things you want me to do with this channel, let me know. Right now, it's just kind of a hodgepodge of everything. I'm just showing AVP stuff, Warzone stuff, Starship Trooper stuff. So, it's just fun sharing this hobby with all you guys, and, it brings back my love for the game and the gaming, because I missed it. I missed it so much. It was a big part of my childhood. I remember going to my local pizza place and taking over a couple of their back tables and covering the table with really crappy scenery and pulling out poorly painted miniatures and just going for it and playing these big epic battles. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Using old Peter miniatures like these. Oh boy, this is really thick. I'm gonna have to file this. So, anyways, yeah. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do when I get all the books for 7th edition, obviously I'm going to play some Tyranids. I'm going to play the heck out of those guys. But yeah, then some of the armies that I've neglected for quite a while were like the Eldar. Eldar, I started some Eldar back in the 90s, and I have quite a few of them. I used to have one of those Eldar Titans, the big Phantom Titan from Forge World. And I had to sell it because I needed some money to pay some bills. I kind of wish I kept it, but not really, because the new Forge World stuff is so much better. But yeah, Eldar, I'd pretty much abandoned the elves and just been focusing on the Death Watch and the Tyranids and the Gene Stealer Cultists, which are my number one loves. But with all the rules all in one book, it's really tempting to pull out the old elves and blow the dust off of them and play some small games with them. I'm definitely going to do that for Shadow War Armageddon. I even have some Tau a buddy of mine gave me. He gave me he bought the Kill Team box set and got some Space Marines out of it in the rule book, 7th edition, and that's how he started. But he really did not like those Tau models and gave them to me. I don't like Tau either, really. Wasn't really a fan of the anime look. I'm glad they did it because it definitely appeals to a lot of people. But I was thinking of selling them, and then I was kind of bored, so I built them all and primered them, but never painted them. But Shadow War, again, another game that has all the rules in one book. Maybe I'll play a little bit of Tau. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, I just love games and all the creativity that goes into them. And I've designed games on my own, things like that. And on this channel, and on the AVP Wargamer Facebook page, I'm gonna go ahead and do some games that I'll design for doing some scenarios using the rules that are established with Protos games, because I think the rule set's pretty decent. But I'm gonna do some Alien 3 campaigns that I think everybody would really like. One of the reasons why Alien 3 kind of comes to mind is back in the 90s when I was about, oh gosh, how old was I? I think I had just seen Alien 3, so it was right after that movie came out. And then I was designing some board games for myself, and I took some really crappy Sculpey and carved myself some aliens, and then I carved myself some I think I carved myself some prisoners. I can't even remember, but yeah, I carved out a facehugger and a chest burster and an alien and all that stuff, and I actually made up a board game that I called Alien 3. And what it was a series of tiles, not too much unlike Space Hulk, but it was all on one board. And I did this map, and the one player had the alien while the other player had the humans. And so the alien player, they had to wipe out all the humans, but the human player had to kill the alien, but they didn't have any weapons of any kind, just like in the movie. And so what the human player had to do was basically use the prisoners as bait to lure the alien into the lead molds. And obviously the alien player, could avoid the lead molds at all costs, but the human player could open and close doors, and the alien couldn't. So the way the game played was basically it was a cat and mouse kind of game, and there was obviously a Ripley figure that the alien wasn't allowed to attack. So the Ripley character, she could go in and out of lead molds and through doors and walk right past the alien, but the alien had to kill everybody else, and as soon as they killed everybody else, then the queen would hatch out of Ripley. So it was actually didn't play too bad. I had some cards, so we had a little bit of a random card mechanic thrown in there for strategies that people could do. Yeah, the more I think about it, I think it'd be really fun. I could even use the same kind of concept for some alien isolation kind of scenarios. So, yeah, I think that'd be cool. Everybody on the AVP Wargamer Facebook page have been sharing some of their own scenarios and their own custom rules that they've created. And I think that's just really cool. Oh boy, the Starship Troopers Bang Bug has a lot of flashing. Really gotta file that down. So for anybody out there that doesn't do model making, you got these mold lines and these flashings that you have to file down. You can't just glue a lot of these older models together. You have to file them, sand them, clip them, and slice them. Starship Troopers. That's another franchise I thought was too corny. I really had no idea how in depth it was until I actually bought the board game. I traded some AVP stuff to a game store for some old Starship Trooper stuff. And, you know, I went out and bought the movie for a couple bucks used. And I thought, hey, you know, this Starship Troopers isn't that bad. In fact, a lot of 40K and Aliens, you know, a lot of that kind of stuff they kind of inspire each other. Because I know Starship Troopers, I think it's older than Alien. I think. So a lot of the inspiration goes both ways on there. Because when the movie came out, that was after Aliens. And the movie was, you know, you look at the Marines and that. It's definitely inspired by James Cameron, the Aliens and the Marines. But now I got minis, so I could do crossovers. Yay. Speaking of crossovers, I'm giving away some free stuff. If you want to join the AVP Facebook, it's called AVP Wargamer. It's on Facebook. It's a group that I run. In the album section, I have a versus contest that ends next month. And basically, what I'm asking everybody to do is to take an Alien, Predator, Marine figure, preferably from Protos Games, but there's other figures out there like Horror Clicks and things like that you can paint up. But do a versus where you pick two things, like I could do like Predator versus Dreadnought. You know, just pick two figures, take a picture of them together, upload it to the album, and then at the end of the contest, I'm gonna pick who I think is like the best painted, the best crossover, the best versus, things like that. You could even combine a couple of models, like if you wanted to build a Predator mounted into a Dreadnought and have that as your thing, go for it. You know, do something wacky, do something cool. Some of the people that have been putting things in there already have done some pretty cool crossovers. I think my favorite right now is the William Wallace versus Predator. I think that's pretty awesome. So yeah, get creative. Go through your model collection and get some Aliens Predator stuff, put it together, and then I'm gonna be handing out some Q stuff. And this contest is open to everybody all over the world. I will pay the horrible shipping to get your prizes to you because I'm crazy. So don't be afraid to enter the contest. Oh boy, I'm going to have to clip a lot of pieces off these bugs. So anyways, I'm excited. I'm going to wrap up this video by saying that Warhammer 40K 8th edition coming out this weekend. I'm really excited. And then we also have, you know, the new edition of Aliens vs. Predator that's already come out, which I'm excited to paint those guys up. And then, you know, there's other crazy models out there that you can use in all your other games. So keep gaming and have a lot of fun. And hopefully I will connect with you next time.